Brandon Hyde is running out of options. Orioles fans are up to their eyeballs. And is this man going to be the answer for the Birds' starting pitching woes? Hello, everybody. I'm Jon Leiberman. This is Orioles Digest. We have a lot coming up. Speculation every moment, especially again after another poor starting pitching performance, this time from Dean Kramer last evening. The O's get whooped. The O's keep falling back. So the rumors keep circulating and circulating. The latest one about who some think David Rubenstein and Mike Elias and company should go after to save this rotation. We're going to get into that and why I think this isn't a good idea, but who I think is a good idea. We're also going to get into Trevor Rogers, his first rehab assignment. Trevor Rogers, Kyle Gibson, are these the guys that are going to save the Orioles rotation? And the defense. We've harped on the pitching. We've harped on the lineup. But John Maioli of the Baltimore Banner had a great piece this morning which said, don't let the defense off the hook. So what I did was I pulled the StatCast fielding stats. You may be surprised. We can't let the defense off the hook. Please like, subscribe, do all the things. We're here all season long. I thought I had a stomach virus this morning, but then I thought maybe it's just indigestion from another poor starting performance outing and another Orioles loss. It's by the day, the concern is mounting again. We're still in April, and we cannot panic, but we can certainly be concerned, and the headlines now are popping up everywhere. This in Sports Illustrated: the Orioles should trade for former World Series champ to help the rotation. Here's why the Birds should trade for the champ. And who they're speaking about is Andrew Heaney from the Pirates. He's a lefty. And he's a decent lefty. There's no doubt about that. He's a decent lefty. O's would get him on a 1 year, most likely, if they decided to go that route. And he's having a good year. We're going to get to the stats in a minute. But, here's my issue. He's not a frontline starter. We've been down this road with depth. We have, or we will have, plenty of depth coming up soon. We're going to have Trevor Rogers, who we're going to talk about in a bit. Kyle Gibson's going to be back. Chase McDermott's going to be back at some point pretty soon. Let's hope that we get Grayson and Zach back at some point soon. We have plenty of depth. At this point, though, if the Orioles are going to make a move, if they're going to give up some young guys, I say make it a frontline starter. Make it a stud. I'm not saying that Andrew Heaney wouldn't be an addition to this ball club, and we can look at his numbers. He's a lefty, 4 games this year, 25 innings pitched, doesn't give up many homers, strikes out plenty, doesn't give up a heck of a lot of hits, and his ERA is 2.13. He's been outstanding. And clearly, the Pirates are going to be sellers. So, the question becomes, should the Orioles make this move quickly? I know everybody is getting concerned. I know everybody is grasping for answers, and I know at this point, we just want some answers for the starting pitching woes. And as I showed you yesterday, actually, instead of Heaney, I might take a chance on this guy, Tristan McKenzie. Former number 1 pick from Cleveland. He's been injured. He's just been DFA'd. I might take a shot on him. Of course, Haney's a lefty, so whatever. But when it comes down to it, this is why everybody is panicking. The starting pitching, a 6.22 ERA, dead last. 107 innings pitched, dead last. Starters have trouble getting into the 5th inning. 75 strikeouts, almost dead last. So clearly, the starting pitching, we need some answers. I'm not sure Heaney is it. I don't know if McKenzie is it. But what I do know is the Orioles only have so much time, and right now they're biding the time. So who is going to save the Orioles? Well, Trevor Rogers down on the farm in Bowie just got off the mound about 30 minutes ago. 3 innings, 2 earned runs, 4 hits, a walk, 3 Ks, and he did give up a homer. I will say he got hit very hard by the first 2 batters he faced, and then he kind of settled in. 43 pitches total, 28 strikes, so he certainly settled in. But again, I'm not sure for Brandon Hyde. I am not sure that Trevor Rogers or Kyle Gibson are going to save this pitching staff at this point. I think you got to get Zach back. Hopefully we get Grayson back. But at this point, the Orioles have to be looking to make an acquisition. And I've said this since the beginning of the season. I've said, let's limp through to the All-Star break and then make a move. But now my concern is we might not make it to the All-Star break. We might be 10, 12 games out at the All-Star break. We simply can't wait. And look, Mike Elias is on the phone. I'm sure Rubenstein has said, you're going to have money, but the O's need to make a move, and they need to make a move now. But that's not the only problem. We can't score runs. We have this amazing lineup on paper, and we can't score runs. And what else can't we do? We really can't play defense. John Maioli, a great column in the Banner this morning. Don't let the Orioles' sloppy defense off the hook in this slow start. I'm going to show you stats in a second, but a lot of the sloppiness can't be, you're not going to see it in the stats. Guys running into each other, guys not calling people off when there's a ball, balls dropping between 3 fielders. We've seen it all. And this is a team, Earl Weaver would be turning over in his grave. This is a team that historically has prided itself on starting pitching, the 3-run homer, and defense. Those 3 things. That's what's gotten us, that's the Oriole way. But it's just not happening right now. And if we take a real deep dive into, this is from StatCast, the fielding, and all you really have to look at is from Ryan O'Hearn down on this list. So, outs above average, right? Obviously, negative is not good. O'Hearn's at -1. Tyler O'Neill's at -2, though he does have a really good arm, and he's gunned some guys down at the plate. Gunnar's at -2. Heston's at -3. Jackson's at -3. Jorge Mateo's at -4. So when you put it all together, you have the worst starting pitching in the league. You have way below average defense. Your lineup isn't hitting. It's a recipe for disaster, and we're seeing that disaster develop right now. I want to hear from you. Give me your thoughts in the comments. This is Orioles Digest. I'm Jon Leiberman.